This lecture is about phonological development by Dr. So Mitchum. Phonological development is the process of acquiring sensitivity to prosodic cues, developing internal representations of the native language's phonemes, and producing vowels and consonants intelligibly. Wow, there were some fancy terms here, such as prosodic cues and phonemes. Don't worry, all of them will be explained in next slides. Anyhow, they are all related to sounds of language. Phonology, one of 5 aspects of language, relates to forms of oral language, particularly about sounds. Prosodic cues are stress patterns and pauses as boundaries between clauses and phrases. Knowing stress patterns is important. Some words like address can mean totally different based on which syllable is stressed. Address is a verb that means to make an appeal. Address is the particulars of the place where someone lives or an organization is situated. Knowing stress patterns is important in any language. In Chinese, for instance, ma can mean 4 different words based on the accent. Ma in a high pitch means mother. Ma with rising pitch means linen, like ma. Ma with first falling then rising pitch means horse, ma, like this. Ma with a falling pitch means scolding, ma, like this. Knowing prosodic cues supports syntactic development as well as phonological development because prosodic cues are related to rhythm and flow in language. In addition, you might hear prosody many times in other literacy courses. Prosody means the rhythmic and intonational aspect of language. Prosody is an important part of reading fluency. Phoneme means a minimal sound unit of speech that, when contrasted with another phoneme, affects the meaning of words in a language. Man consists of 3 sound units, and n. In other words, there are 3 phonemes in man. Only one phoneme in man, like is replaced with b. Then it becomes ban. It is totally different word. Man and ban is called a minimal pair. A minimal pair consists of 2 words with sounds that are very similar but have different meanings. Another example can be phone and cone. Different languages have different set of phonemes. For instance, there are 40 to 46 phonemes in American language. Some of phonemes that we have in American English language may not be used in other languages. For instance, Japanese, Chinese, and Korean languages do not differentiate and sounds. You might hear some people say lice instead of rice during dinner. Phonotactic cues are related to the concept that some sounds occur together in a particular order in a language. For instance, g sound and z sound occur together as in eggs and dogs. Sound and p sound as well in stamp and limp. However, you may not be able to think of a word that begins with z sound and g sound together, or a word ending with sound and p sound together. Knowing rules of how certain sounds occur together or not is important for phonological development. All those phonemes that children acquired become a phonemic inventory. Vowels develop before consonants in first year. Then by 3 to 4 years of age, phonemes work together as fully intelligible speech. The next slide will show how consonants develop. Here is a chart that shows the development of English consonants. As you can see in the chart, p, h, w, and b sounds are mastered by age 3, and th sounds as in thumb or this are mastered later. Comparing a child's phoneme production and this chart can give you some ideas of how the child's phonological development is going. From this slide on, we will see how phonological development is related to emergent literacy learning. You will hear phonologicalness in many literacy courses. Phonologicalness is the ability to detect, manipulate, and use the sound structure of spoken language, which is independent of meaning. Phonological awareness can help children identify rhyming words, identify the first sound in a word, and count the number of phonemes in a word. Phonemic awareness only focuses on the phonemic units of words. It is still under the umbrella of phonological awareness. Phonics is different from phonological awareness. Phonics teaches children the relationship between letters and sounds, while phonological awareness only deals with sounds. Children who are phonological aware, though, are better able to profit from phonics instruction than children who are phonologically unaware. Word is the largest unit in phonological awareness, whereas phoneme is the smallest unit. Word is the easiest unit in phonological awareness, and phoneme is the hardest unit for children to acquire. Here is an example of the analysis of a word based on different phonological units. The word chimneys can be broken down to chim and neys at the syllables level. At the onsets and rhymes level, there are two sets of onsets and rhymes in chimneys. The first set consists of onset ch and rhyme and the second set consists of and e's. At the phonemes level, there are 6 phonemes, although there are 8 letters. There can be examples of phonological awareness activities that can be helpful for children's future phonics learning. See, word level is the easiest and phoneme level is the hardest. There are different manipulation tasks that you can utilize for phonological awareness instruction. Counting is like how many syllables in dinosaur. Identification task is like what is the beginning sound of bear. Blending is what word do, door, not. Now we can use our knowledge in analyzing phonological development of children. Pay attention to each phoneme in all words that the child speaks. Determine which phonemes are always correctly pronounced. Determine which phonemes are always incorrectly pronounced. Find any phonemes that are sometimes correctly and other times incorrectly pronounced. Detect patterns such as ch is correct if used at the end of a word, whereas ch is incorrect if used at the beginning of a word. Determine which phonemes are omitted or assimilated.